Hi guys, and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I have a special treat for you guys. We are going to be making ceviche estilo panameño, and then with that we're going to be serving some patacones, which is also known as tostones in other countries. It's basically the same thing. You take some green plantains, you fry them, then you smash them, then you fry them again, and they're amazing. I mean, it's like double fried, of course. And then to wash it all down, we're going to be making a super easy sangria. Like, it literally has 3 ingredients. It cannot get any easier. You guys are gonna be blown away by how simple everything is to make, and we're gonna go ahead and jump into it. You can use any white flaky fish. My mom taught me to use sea bass, so that's what we're using today. I have used halibut, and that's actually pretty good too, but sea bass definitely is like a more mild fish, so it can really absorb all of those flavors. And that's another thing, your fish has to be fresh. Basically, just want to ask what are they called? Your fish guy? Because you know there's like butcher for the meat people. What are the fish people called? Seafood guy? You want to go talk to that guy, ask them to show you their freshest selection of their white fish, and fingers crossed that sea bass is one of them. I do have a pound of fish in the refrigerator right now. I'm doing a little trick that my mom taught me. Basically, as you're prepping all of your ingredients for the ceviche, you put the fish in a bowl filled with ice water and salt. This is going to help the fish absorb some of that salt flavor and also the coldness. It's gonna help it keep it nice and fresh until you're ready to use it. So here is the fish, and as you can see, it does have ice on top. I do believe this is more than a pound. So I did ask the butcher to go ahead and skin this for me just to make my life easier. And we're just basically going to be cutting it up into slices first, and then I'm gonna go and cube it up into tiny pieces. This part is totally up to you. If you'd like bigger chunks, you know, by all means, make it into bigger chunks. I personally like it diced up really tiny pieces. I don't know, I feel like it absorbs more lime juice that way. So now I'm gonna make the marinade separate because I wanna be able to taste it, and once it's in the raw fish, you can't taste it anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my lime juice. I would say this is about 1/2 cup to 3/4 of a cup, which was like 7 to 8 large limes. Then I'm also adding just a splash of white vinegar. We're also gonna be using habanero peppers as our spice. And this, in my opinion, is what gives it the true like Panamanian flair to it. What I'm gonna do is just start with a little bit at a time and just taste it as I go before I add the fish. Don't let that tiny habanero pepper fool you guys. It is powerful. So now I'm gonna go ahead and start salting this. This is the part that you want to taste. You want to make sure that it's salted to your liking. The fish only takes about 3 hours to fully cook in that lime juice. So after about 3 hours, you can go ahead and taste it. And if you feel like it needs more salt, you can definitely add more salt to it. We're just going to transfer the juice into the fish. And now we're going to go ahead and start adding our onion in. I honestly love the onion so much, so I'll probably end up using like most of it. I'm also adding cilantro, even though technically, at least where I'm from, which is Colón, we don't really put cilantro. But honestly, cilantro makes everything better. I'm also gonna add tomatoes. Last time I added tomatoes and I love the way it came out. So that's it for now. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the refrigerator. It's gonna cook for about 3 hours. If you really want it to be like super flavorful, I would recommend at least 6 hours, if not overnight, a full 24 hours. All right, now we're gonna make the patacones to go with the ceviche. And we need green plantains for this. I make these on Instagram all the time, and you guys are like, Liz, please do a video. So I'm gonna show you guys how I make it. It's really, really simple though. By the way, shameless plug, make sure you're following me on Instagram. If you're not following me on there, it's MissLizHeart everywhere. I have a pan on the stove already. It's preheating some oil, and I'm using avocado oil to make it healthier. So you definitely want to make sure that your plantains are green. The greener, the better. Once they start to turn yellow, they're not quite as savory. Now I'm gonna show you guys how my abuelita taught me how to peel these, and hopefully I get it on the first shot and I look like a total pro. If not, that's okay. So you cut off each end, just like that. And then to make it even easier, we're gonna cut each of them in half. And then we're gonna take each half and we're just gonna make a slice, just like a very light slice through. You don't want it to go all the way through the plátano. So that you can fit your knife in there and just kind of like wiggle it like that. And this is going to start to kind of like lift it from the skin. And now you can take your finger. If you have nails, this is gonna be so much easier. If you don't, that's what the knife is for. You can use a butter knife. And then you release the plátano from the skin, just like that. And now we're just gonna cut them into slices about this thick. Another little trick I like to do is pop a little piece of garlic into my oil for about 30 seconds and then just take it out and then add the plátanos, and this way it has like that really delicious garlic taste to it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and drop my plátano into the hot oil. You wanna make sure it is nice and hot. If it doesn't bubble when you put a piece of plátano in, it's not ready. So give it a few more minutes. And then depending on how thick your plátanos are, you're gonna leave them in the oil for 1 minute per side. If they're a little bit thicker than mine, I would go to maybe a minute and a half. At this point, they don't need to be cooked fully yet. You basically just want to soften them enough so that you can smush them later on. Now we're going to go ahead and remove everything from the oil, and I like to lay out a couple pieces of paper towel just to soak up any excess oil. You're going to find something that has a flat edge. I'm using just like a regular glass, and you're going to start mashing them one by one. You don't want to push down all the way because then it's going to kind of start falling apart, but you do want to push down enough to where they're nice and flat. Once you've smashed them all, at this point you can immediately throw them back into the oil and finish cooking them, or you can set them aside. Let's say you're having company later, you can do all of this prep work up front so that when everybody gets there, you just fry them. You guys can see I have plenty of oil in my pan, so I don't have to flip mine over, but if you're using less oil than about halfway, you're going to go ahead and flip it over, and you'll know that they're ready when they're nice and golden brown. Our patacones are ready. I just have to taste one while it's still hot. Sorry you guys, I need to get the ketchup out. My mom goes to Panama, she'll ask me what I want and I tell her ketchup Maggi. This is like my childhood right here. We still have a little bit of time left for the ceviche to cook, so I mean, why not eat some of these? We went to HEB, when was it? Like a few weeks ago. They were sampling a peach sangria and it was so good, but so simple. I was like, I have to share this with my subscribers because I've seen those sangria recipes that have like 1 billion ingredients. So this literally has 3 ingredients. This is like a sparkly rosé, and then as the sweetener, we're actually using peach Bellini flavored Italian soda. If you can't find peach soda, period, what you could do is just get like a peach flavored juice and then just add carbonated water. It's going to be so good. Like this, seriously, I wanted to go back for seconds, but they wouldn't give me another sample. They made me buy the whole thing. And then we just have some frozen fruit. I picked the mix that has melons, strawberries, peaches. It also has grapes. And this is going to serve as our ice. It's also going to look beautiful in your glasses, and it's going to add a little bit of sweetness. I'm so scared. Ah! That wasn't that bad. Okay, so I'm going to do about half the bottle. For the soda, just like a splash, like you don't need that much at all. Ooh, it looks so pretty. Doesn't that scream summer to you? Maybe, I feel like maybe if I had like oranges, I would put like a sliced orange on here. You know what? I have oranges. I'm gonna go grab one. Okay, you know what? This is in the way, so let's just put it in there. This is so good. You guys need to try this. So easy, so refreshing, and it doesn't give you that like hot wine feel, you know? So good. Oh my gosh, we need to finish making the ceviche. Obviously, you guys can serve the ceviche however you want, but I think this is a really fun presentation. Take a martini glass and some avocado, and we're gonna make like a simple, like guacamole almost, and you're just gonna add lime juice, some salt, just make sure it's really well seasoned, and we're gonna go ahead and add the avocado to the bottom of the glass. Get it in there as cleanly as possible. You're gonna form almost like a layer, and it's gonna look absolutely beautiful. And then you're just gonna kind of start pressing it down. So next I'm taking a mango and I'm just going to slice it up, and I'm going to cut up tiny little cubes. And now we're going to scoop that mango on top of the avocado. So you guys are getting the idea. We're creating like a beautiful parfait almost. So here I have my ceviche that has been fully cooked. We're gonna add that to the very top. I'd also recommend serving this with the patacones that we just made, and then also some tortilla chips. So there's like a little bit of option. If you guys have not tried these tortilla chips, the hint of lime, these are my husband's favorite. And there you have it, you guys, the perfect summertime snack slash meal. I mean, I would eat this as a meal, honestly. Nice and spicy. It was so fresh, so limey, so good. Let me know that you guys are enjoying these cook with me videos by giving the video a thumbs up. And also go follow me on Instagram. It's just at MissLizHeart. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.